They ended up killing each other.
Like Maria, Darius had decided by the age of 14 that life was a dead end.
Did you think you were going to die young?
I kind of knew I was.
By the time he landed in Aaron Gurel's classroom in 1995, he had lost his father to AIDS and seen more than 24 friends cut down by gunfire.
Right there at the stop sign is where most people get killed.
3 years ago, Darius was released from juvenile jail and brought to Woodrow Wilson High. He had been in and out of many schools before and had no reason to expect that this one would be any different. Woodrow Wilson is typical of any urban high school. Students of every race and economic background, racial tension often evident, a mixture of high achievers and flunkies. But behind this door in room 203, anything but a typical class was evolving. Ms. Gurel relates what they know, music and rap, to what she wants to teach them. Here's a lesson on poetry and rhyme.
Listen for the accident stuff. R-E-P-C-T, whatever it was. And then me, one time she says money, honey. So it's that internal rhyme. Whereas the other one, erased it, was the external. Okay?
She teaches them new vocabulary words by playing bingo with Fruit Loops.
Assimilate. Yeah.
She even related Shakespeare to their inner city lives.
We were doing Romeo and Juliet, and it was like, you know, their families, they were like against each other, and it was kind of like a gang kind of a thing.
Ms. Gurel put aside the old textbooks.
She like threw the books away. She's like, get your books, get all your English books and like stack them against the wall.
And brought in new books about teenagers surrounded by violence. She launched a readathon.
Throughout the day, it became this contest. The kid would come back and announce, Ms. Gurel, I'm on page 25, or I'm on page 30.
And they didn't just read the books, they brought them to life. When they finished reading the Diary of Anne Frank, Gurel brought in a Holocaust survivor.
And then we met a survivor. That was, it was so overwhelming. Because someone had been there. Everyone was crying. It was amazing.
No book had ever affected me more than the Anne Frank diary, you know.
It is like the sunshine.
Ms. Gurel's contemporary English class was becoming so popular, even honor roll students like Sean Burrows, a star baseball player, couldn't wait to get in.
Most teachers want to go how they want to teach, and just you have to follow their plan. It's really with her, she talks to us and asks us how we want to learn, and then she goes from there.
Erin Gurel and her students were on a roll, but her way of teaching with the new books and special outings was costing money, and the school said it couldn't pay. So she moonlighted as a concierge, as a night school teacher, and as a lingerie sales clerk at a department store. She even found a benefactor. John Tu, a wealthy businessman, donated computers and money. The readathon continued. They read the diary of Zlata Filipovich, a teenager who was also dodging bullets in her neighborhood in war-torn Sarajevo.
I was one of those children. Growing up with people killing people and death and all that, there's no way to live.
Once again, Ms. Gurel brought Zlata's story to life. The class raised money and flew Zlata from Europe to meet the students face to face. The next step was inevitable.
For Zlata, her confidant became her diary. For some of you, your confidant is this computer.
The students knew that they had to begin writing their own diaries, their own stories. It's 11 p.m. on a Thursday night, but on any given night, these kids are no longer roaming the streets. They're in Ms. Gurel's classroom writing.
These type of struggles that I think are what holds the common barrier that we both must overcome.
I like that line.
Cathartism, a word.
Can I jack that line?
Because of the sensitive nature of their stories, they write anonymously.
He's dead, my friend cried. I couldn't believe it. You're not even my real father, I thought in my mind as he continued swinging the belt.
God, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten in 4 days. It's so horrible.
I remember when I was out smoking with my homies and the cops rolled up. Boy, did I take off.
He showed it to me. It was a .22 with bullets and a clip.
The new authors bound their troubled lives in a book and christened themselves Freedom Writers, after watching a video about the Freedom Riders who fought for equal rights in America's segregated South. Like the Freedom Riders, they traveled to Washington, D.C. for the biggest field trip yet. There they presented a copy of their diaries to Education Secretary Richard Riley. Then on to New York City, where they received a tribute they had never dreamed of, the Spirit of Anne Frank Award.
And how proud I am to be part of the human race looking at you. Good for you.